bonjour, bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour, coach.
Bonjour, grand coach.
Bonjour,
Master coach. Bonjour, bonjour.
Bon dimanche.
Bon dimanche à vous aussi.
Merci à tous.
Bon dimanche à vous aussi, coach, grand coach.
OK. On a une très grosse surprise aujourd'hui. Charles, je parlais avec Charles l'autre jour. Je lui ai proposé, je lui ai parlé de notre groupe et je lui ai proposé de venir visiter la vie. Je serai là dimanche. Donc, il doit partager avec nous. Je veux que tu fasses un exercice que tu n'as jamais fait ce matin. Prends le lien et invite 10 personnes qui te sont chères. 10 personnes qui aspirent à être dans les affaires. 10 personnes qui ont la passion pour l'œuvre sociale. Charles, c'est un aveugle qui est en train de faire des merveilles dans le monde entier. Son histoire est incroyable, incroyable. Il a beaucoup de fondations pour s'occuper des aveugles, des personnes handicapées qui ont un handicap ou une autre. Donc, il a le cœur vraiment pour l'humanité. Donc, je veux qu'on prenne les 7 premières minutes pour partager le lien. Je lui ai promis qu'on aura 100 personnes pour lui. Donc, partage le lien, invite quelqu'un que tu sais qui peut profiter de cette réunion. OK.
C'est déjà fait.
Great morning.
C'est déjà fait, Master Coach.
Awesome. Great morning again. Hey, it's a wonderful Sunday. I want you to do something special. I want you to invite somebody that is dear to you. You know, I was talking with someone last night. I said, Sean charged $65,000 for coaching. So give us a Sunday morning is something, I mean, that, you know, it is priceless. You cannot buy this type of guy, and you can't even get them. He's the one that built Business Mastery with Tony Robbins. I mean, he's a guy that understands business when you talk about business. Not only that, he's a blind, and he's a social entrepreneur. One of his heavy goal, heavy passion is to, you know, stand with nonprofit. The cause for the needed, for the underprivileged, and so on. So I don't think another person touched so many lives and impact people. I mean, I'm talking about from the head of state to the, you know, great business person, or just to the normal ordinary person. So take a time, take a few minutes, and just invite somebody personally. If you need to go live on your Facebook, do it. Whatever you need to do to pass the message across. Guys, like there's so many people don't have opportunity to really go to his seminar. So we want to take as much advantage as possible from this. And I want you to be present. If you are where your camera can be on, be present. His team's gonna be there, so they'll be telling him what is happening. So don't think that things maybe he's not gonna see you. You just need to have behind the camera. He's exciting. I just got out the phone with him a few minutes ago, so he'll be here online shortly. So share the link with your friend. Remind the person that is not on yet. Take note and prepare your question. You know, prepare your question. it's gonna take few questions. You know, prepare a question, business question. The good thing is that he's one of the great master in life intervention coaching. So he's not just a business coach, but he mastered life intervention coaching. I mean, when you see Tony, Sean is like a Tony. It's that type of caliber. Matter of fact, he shared a platform with Tony Robbins to most of his events. He's a great business expert. So you would really, I want you to really enjoy it. Awesome. Since Sean speaks English, we will keep the section in English. But the chat room, in the chat room, we will share someone will be translating in French in a chat room. Who's doing the translation? Qui est le traducteur? Qui va nous faire la traduction?
Mais in the chat room, ce ne sera pas évident, Master Coach. Autant que la personne fasse un résumé par morceau, parce que in the chat room, ce ne sera pas du tout. Enfin, on ne sera pas sur la même longueur d'onde de l'information.
OK. Je pense que OK. Je pense que après, il pourra avoir un résumé complet de l'événement et peut-être même une traduction de tout ce qui s'est passé. Donc, tout l'événement sera enregistré et après, il y aura une traduction de tout ce qui s'est passé, donc un peu comme un voice-over. Et chaque personne qui est dans la salle aura une copie. Donc, je ne sais pas comment on pourra faire même pour avoir le email des gens pour que chacun puisse recevoir une copie de la traduction en français avec un voice-over. Champ est tellement interactif. On verra comment est-ce que ça pourra se passer. Coach Guy Bertrand, who's going to do the translation in French? Okay, beautiful. I see some people are putting their email in the chat room. That's good. So si tu parles juste français, tu ne comprends pas anglais même un peu, mets ton email dans le chat room pour qu'on t'envoie une copie avec le voice-over. Ça veut dire qu'à la fin, quelqu'un va mettre la voix sur tout ce qu'il est en train de dire en français pour qu'on t'envoie la copie de ça. Mais c'est merveilleux parce que j'ai quelqu'un qui m'a dit une fois que avant qu'il ne vienne à Ilead, il ne savait même pas dire bonjour en anglais. Mais maintenant, il parle anglais plus que les anglophones. Donc, tu es aussi en train d'apprendre l'anglais d'une façon ou une autre. Soit juste concentré et puis tu pourras le faire. Coach Ralph, si tu peux captiver les emails, je ne sais pas comment tu peux le faire pour que on s'assure que tout le monde reçoit une copie avec le voice-over. Super.
Juste attendre que quand les gens ont mis le email, il fait le copier d'un email, ça copie tous les emails en même temps.
OK, je vois. Magnifique. OK. Yeah, I noticed that somebody had okay, so we'll take a few minutes, the next 5 minutes to get in our beautiful state. Beautiful state. You know, based on the stage where you are, based on the state where you are, or any information you receive, you can only receive based on the state where you are. In other words, if you're in a very low state, you're not gonna get, your state will open the channel. So if you are very active, you are very, you are hot, you are ready, and you are in the beautiful state, you will absorb the information easily, and your brain will be more alert. I know it's already 2 o'clock where you are, where most of you are. It's 7 o'clock when some of us where we are. So I want us to go into the beautiful, 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 beautiful state. How could you switch your state very, very quick? Coach Raph, I want you to give us a very, very good music for 3 minutes. For 3 minutes as we are getting ready to get in that state. I feel good. I feel great. I feel great. I feel great. Are you ready? Are you ready for this great day?
We are ready.
I'm so excited and wow, this is incredible. This is incredible. Like I said, today, your business is never gonna be the same. I mean, people used to tell me that, Coach Raph, you are good. If you used to give me one, I mean, this
Very
guy
good.
is like 1,000 times better than me. 1,000, like 1,000. So focus, pay attention, just push yourself there. And again, you can actually save 20 years of your life. You can save, I'm not trying to exaggerate. What you learn today can save you 20 years. I said 20. I don't want to say 100 years to scare you away. That can save you 20 years of your life. When the first time when I met Sean, I think that was at UPW with Tony Robbins. I was like, man, what kind of energy is this? It's like when he shared, it's like something just jumped in you. He communicated to you in an unusual way, but you have to pay attention. He knows how to move you and not only give you the information, but it's as if he impregnated that information in you. And so I don't want to take any more time. Could somebody play, Coach Gil, could you play the introduction video for us, please?
Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty about how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment
you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Thank you. Listen, I'm incredibly grateful for being here. I understand it's different times all around America and the world. It is an honor and a privilege to be joining here today. And what binds us together, I am very confident with this group, and I cannot thank Raphael for everything he's done to bring me here this morning, and for all of you in this incredible group, this ecosystem, is to create heart-centered acceleration in the world. I know that's what you stand for, that's what you're about, because you would not be here at this time, in this moment, if you weren't seeking more. And my job in our time this morning is to bring something more to you. But here's the best part. I don't want it to be a tip. I don't want it to be just a micro little thing, but a disruption in how you think about the possibility of acceleration. Because there was a time in my life when I thought, with all the people telling me what wasn't possible, that they were right, that the world, our life, our business worked in a way that was predictable, that was linear, and they were completely wrong. And the exponential nature of the power of accelerating your business and your life does not sit within your intelligence only. It doesn't sit in your emotional intelligence only. It's not only about how hard you work, how much you want, how deep your heart is. It's not only about all those things, and it's not about those things and more. 25 years ago, I knew I was going blind. And I sat in a space when I looked at the horizon. I looked at the time and what was going to occur in my life. And I said, I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be fearful anymore. I want to see a future, even if I can't see physically, that changes my life and the lives of other people. I want to serve humans as an example of what's possible in the world. So I started my own personal development journey. Maybe for some of you, you started a minute ago. For some of you, you started it decades ago. But I began. And when I began that journey, I was excited. I was on fire. I was so clear that everything was going to happen. Everything was going to work. And then I went to a networking meeting and nothing happened. I was scared and I was tired. And I wasn't getting anything from what I was doing. And I went to a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth. I said, is there something wrong with me? Is there something the matter with me? That my money isn't rising? I can't see the possibility of time freedom ever in my life. I'm getting up so early, going to bed so late. I'm reading another book and another book and another book, and nothing is happening. So I committed to do something. I committed to see if personal development worked. What we're doing here together, I committed to find out truth, if it was a lie or was real and true. I'd been an athlete growing up because I went blind slowly over my life. I was a high-level athlete, had hoped to play professional baseball in America. I had played in Yankee Stadium in college. I had played in where the Mets play. It was called Shea Stadium at the time. And I was so committed to finding out the truth, because as an athlete, all I did is seek the truth about weightlifting and training, about swinging the bat, about who understood how to help me make the next breakthrough. And I began to realize that business was very different than athletics. Because if you changed what you were doing in business, it wasn't like you increased your winning percentage by a little bit, whether it's soccer or American football or baseball or whatever the thing is. Small changes might make your team win 5 or 10% more games. That'll mean a big deal, maybe 20% more games. Business was something very different, I began to see. How is it that Oprah Winfrey went from being a woman facing gender bias, facing racial bias, because that exists in the world, and overcame those things after her abusive upbringing? Everything you could ever think of to say that Oprah Winfrey wouldn't be successful was right in front of her. Bias in gender, bias in skin color, bias of being somebody who suffered horrific trauma throughout her childhood and teenage years and life, became pregnant at such a young age, another strike mathematically against you in the odds of business success. But yet she was a multi-billionaire, and she had influence 1,000,000 times that of people who she'd be standing next to that seemed like they were just as smart, just as talented, just as capable. Why was my question. I wasn't a fan. I was never a fan of Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali. I love them, but I wanted to learn from them. I was never a fan of Tom Brady. In fact, I didn't even like Tom Brady. I'm a New York Jets fan, and he would beat my Jets every year as the Patriots quarterback. So the question for me became, what do these people have in common? What is it that they're doing that's different from what I'm doing? That became the question for me. What is that? What does that mean? What does that mean for you? That became the question. So in 1997, $100,000 in debt, I quit my job at a major law firm. I had no money, you heard it in the video, but I also had no identity in the world. Nobody knew me, because people say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Respectfully, I think it's a little bit more than that. It's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's not even who knows you. It's who knows you and what do they think of you. That's the sourcing of relationship capital, which is an asset. And it's more than your Rolodex. It's more than your contact list. It's more than your network. The people you saw in those videos, some of you may know all of them, none of them. These were world champion athletes like Siri Lindley. Chinwei is a Harvard lawyer working at one of the biggest corporations in the world and was voted the #1 woman in banking. What does that do for my identity in the world when the #1 woman in banking in America, not the world, excuse me, the #1 woman in banking in America, a world champion athlete, Tony Robbins had said about me that no one leads with more heart or more integrity than Sean Caligie, with his hand on my heart, his hand on his own heart. And if you don't know what else you need to, I don't say any of these things pridefully, but they are assets. They are of value, because not only do I know these people and they know me, but it's what they believe about me and my ability to create one thing with them. The word yes. Who do you have the ability to create the word yes with is what changes everything in your life. It is, I believe, the only attainable superpower. And of course, you must be able to cause yourself to say yes. But that alone, the space of human self-mastery, the pace and space of knowing yourself, that piece is not enough. It's not even remotely enough, because we alone need other humans to love, to have fun with, to create magic with in business and in our life. So all those people, Jack Canfield was on there. Jack Canfield is endorsing our program. He bought our program. The gentleman who wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul, Chris Crone, was there. Chris and I met in the Tony Robbins world. We were lions together. I helped Chris become a lion. Chris has 1 million followers online. But that's not all that he is, because 1 million followers, remember what we said, it's not just who knows you, but your ability to create a yes. So are your 1 million followers people that are leading industry titans? Are they people who are dominating what they're doing? Or are they people in the startup mode, which is a beautiful thing? But who knows you? What is their level of business maturity? And how can you cause them to say yes? And before you become at all disheartened with the question, remember, I started out as a man going blind who had $0. My mom pushed a hot dog cart, like a street vendor. My mom was a street vendor when I was a baby, and my parents got divorced, and she knew I was going blind. I was about to be a statistic also. I had all of those strikes against me. You want to talk about people? I'm a part of the American Foundation for the Blind. You heard in that video, 75% of people with the same dynamic as me, blindness, are unemployed. I don't believe there's any demographic higher in the world that suffers from unemployment than that group. 75%. And that number has existed for 6 decades. So my number, my likelihood of success, I had a 25% chance of just having a job. A 25% chance of just having a job. Now think of this math. Take that percentage, 25% chance of just having a job in my category of people with my same demographic called blindness. And then think of this, 96% of businesses fail within the first 4 years. So now I got to get into the 25% that'll actually have a job or be functioning in the world. And then I step into a 4% of people out of the next grouping called business owner and entrepreneur will still have their business 10 years later. I had a better chance of jumping off a 5th-story building and surviving. But yet here we are. And Tony Robbins is watching me on his stage in his backyard. I've been on his stage 15 times. I just introduced Lee Steinberg at his Super Bowl party. 3,000 people from Hollywood, from music, from entrepreneurial adventures. How does this happen? It happens because there is a formula. There really is a formula for how you go from hello to yes with people, how you get yourself to use that formula emotionally, and where you apply it. So I hope that I've served, at least in saying yes, as the incredible people, your leadership here introduced me and said some nice things. And now I want to save 20 years of your life, and I want to cause your income to double in the next 12 months. That's my outcome. Next 12 months, how does your income double? And I want to do in 20 minutes. That's what's at stake. And I am telling you the absolute integrous truth, because the formula I teach is called integrity-based human influence. Integrity-based human influence. How do you bring truth forward to people? That's your mission in the world, because you're extraordinary. You have everything inside of you that you need to bring forth more for your loved ones and the world, which hopefully are part of your loved ones. Because, and we're not going to drop into this for long, but I think first and foremost, when selling becomes a game of love, when selling becomes a game of truth, where you're stepping in with other people to come together with them to create more. Integrity means to me that you're going to give more, you're going to receive, and that you're transparent about your intentions. We're not pitching people, hooking people, closing people. I don't want to be pitched. I don't want to be hooked. I don't want to be closed. I don't want my daughters to be pitched, hooked, or closed. I don't want my son to be pitched, hooked, or closed, nor do I want my mother or my friends or anybody to be pitched, hooked, or closed. It just doesn't vibrate magically. No, I want them to find truthful solutions to problems they have. I want them to see that their pain, their challenges, their frictions can be solved in working with people who have the right identity, skill set, training in the world, and they could form agreements. And whether those people are helping you move across the country or the world, whether those people are going to come and fix your home, whether those people are attorneys or accountants or financial services providers, realtors, mortgage people, we need each other. I need all of those people. But which ones? And oh boy, the right coaches and trainers. I had athletic coaches. I have Tony Robbins directly and indirectly as a coach in my life. In fact, Tony Robbins publicly has even called me one of his coaches publicly in a room of 300 people. How do we create that when, remember, I was a statistic in waiting? The likelihood of my ability to have any money was virtually none. So let me take you back for 1 second and tell you some things about how in these next 17 minutes to get you to where you want to be at a new level of acceleration today on this Sunday morning. If it's still Sunday, I think some people around the world, maybe it's Monday already for you. If it is, how's the future? So I'm pushing a hot dog cart next to my mom as a baby. I'm 1. And this is my future, potentially. So I figure out, as I'm now 27, that the only way to do something is to commit and to burn your boats. I had never heard Tony Robbins say that word, but my uncle told me this. So I quit my job at a major law firm. I'm making $62,000 a year, which in 1997 was a lot of money to me, but I was $100,000 in debt from law school. I had no cash. I had no relationship capital. I didn't know anybody, and I had no identity in the world. In fact, in what I did, my identity was zero. You're in where I'm from in New Jersey, in the United States, when you come out of law school, you're nothing. You're just somebody to work for other people. You're nothing. You're even told that by the law firms you work for. 6 months later, I quit my job and said, I'm not nothing. In fact, I could, because I already started studying influence, I'm like, I could whoop their butts because of what I've begun to study. And isn't law about influence? I'm like, wait a minute, isn't everything about influence? And I became committed to being the greatest master on earth in the space of human influence with integrity. So I started, and what did I do and what should you do? Well, I bumped my head. I was scared. I went to random networking events, and then I discovered a reality. There needed to be a formula, a mechanism, a process, so I could measure the things that mattered. And a lot of people in personal development, they're like, oh, I just ran a marathon. I'm in great shape. And I was impressed. I'm like, that's wonderful. And I would meet people at events. I'm like, well, yeah, and how are you doing with building your business? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm like, well, how many times have you been to this thing? And they're like, well, you know, I've been to 18 events now. I'm like, amazing. And how is your money? I'm broke. I'm like, you've been to 18 events and you're broke? How could this be? What's happening? And I wanted to solve that because people suffer. We need money, not to be happy, but as an element of survival, or we've got to hunt for our food. I don't want to hunt for my food or beg for our food. So we do need some level of money. And eventually, once we have some level of money, we're going to want more time freedom, whatever the amount. If you want $1 billion, if you want $100,000, eventually we're going to get to a place where we're comfortable with the money we have. And then we're going to say, I want more time with the people I love to do more exciting and fun and beautiful things. I need time. So I also knew I wanted to create more time and freedom and leverage and scaling. And then I said, well, once I have that, though, I'm going to want magic. I want to do incredible things with people. So let me take you back to time when I wasn't speaking on Tony Robbins' stage. I wasn't introducing Lee Steinberg, the actual Jerry Maguire. I wasn't a liquid decamillionaire. I wasn't in the space of driving towards a 9-figure net worth, which is where I am today. I wasn't any of those things. I was a broke guy waiting to be a statistic going forward that everybody said was crazy when I quit my $62,000 job, taking home about $40,000 after taxes. And when I paid my apartment, I paid for my car payment, I paid for my lunch, I had no money left. And these people said, you're quitting your job and starting your own law firm, a credit card? You're out of your mind. But I did. 2 years later, 2 years, I owned a beach house that I stood on the roof of yesterday before I flew down here to Florida to be with Raphael and so many other amazing human beings over the next week. I stood on that roof yesterday, had tears pouring down my face, remembering how scared I was. And I can't see anymore, I am blind, but straight across from me, 100 feet away, was my other beach house that's on the ocean. Because I have children and I want them to have 3 different places to be at the beach. And I have those things, and I've had them for 2 decades. And I remembered how scared I was and what it felt like and how much I want to continue for the rest of my life to serve people, to help them get that. And maybe everybody's not going to have a private jet, and maybe everybody's not going to be a billionaire, but everybody can have a home. They can have a second home. They can have a place to go they're proud of. They can have $1 million in the bank. They can have freedom. Everyone can have that. And that's my mission, is to bring that to everyone. So here's the how. I realized very quickly that business development was a game of heart and math. If you have no heart, people don't love you. People don't want to be around you. And I think everybody here has a lot of heart. I am very confident of that factor. My experience has been most people in the world of personal development have a ton of heart. They love people. They want to bring things for people. They want to see suffering lessen. They're outraged by things like what's happening in the Ukraine. They want to see people free and happy and safe, including themselves. I believe that. But it's also a game of math. And here's where I find enormous amounts of opportunity to increase flow, drive up the mountaintop, and decrease pain and suffering. It's a game of math. But math about what? What's in your bank account? How does staring at what's in your bank account, or how many sales you made even, how does just that change anything? It doesn't. If I wanted to be the greatest baseball player in the world, and all I did was dream about it, and all I did is look at the bench press and say, I need to bench press more, I need to hit the baseball further, and I could want to do it so much inside of me, all heart. But if I wasn't measuring all the behaviors leading up to it, how far I hit the baseball, how often I hit the baseball, wouldn't change. So what are the behaviors that make you a better baker, baseball hitter, soccer goal scorer, goalkeeping defender of goals being scored, basketball player putting the ball in the hoop or stopping others from doing so, running a marathon faster or slower? Siri Lindley, you saw from her in the video this morning, she was a world champion triathlete that said beautiful things about our work. World champion. She couldn't swim at 23. Did she just hope it, dream it, pray for it? She did all those things, of course. And she engaged in a series of measurable behaviors that changed everything in her life. So here's what I realized. There needed to be categories. Einstein says, make everything as simple as possible, but not simpler. And as my friends were laughing at me, they're like, what are you doing reading all these books and going to these silly seminars, and these people are ripping you off and stealing your money? You're an idiot. What are you doing? None of those people get any of the results. It's all a bunch of nonsense. They just motivate you, tell you, work harder, try more. You're gonna get everything you want. How stupid are you? What happened to you? You are smart. You went to law school. What are you doing? I love these people, and they're still my friends now. And they're blown away by what happened in my life for 2 decades because I discovered this formula. And I also went to coaching school. One final warning. I went to coaching school. After I built and sold my first law firm in 4 years for multiple 7 figures, from 28 to 32, I went to coaching school to bring this work to the world. These people were heart-centered, man. They cared about serving people, coaching people, changing people's lives. And we studied for 9 months together to become certified coaches. For me, this was 20 years ago, this year. And when we did, they were like, we're going to go take this to the world. We're going to help people and serve people, do the things. And guess what happened? They didn't do the things. 1,000 people had graduated from my coaching school. At that point, it was in the beginning of certification for coaching. 999 of them did not have a full-time coaching business. In 3 months, I was making $40,000 a month coaching and training and supporting people in 2003. And everybody was like, how did you do this? What's happening? It says, after I built the first law firm and sold it for multiple 7 figures, I said, because there's a formula. And do you want to know that formula? I know you do. So here it is. Number 1, it's how you go from hello to yes with people. We call that influence mastery. And remember, you have to measure. We're coming back to that. And second, it's what you do with your influence, which is process mastery, what you do with it. And third, it's your self-mastery, how you get yourself to use it emotionally, because we're all excited and we're fired up, and their fear of rejection or fear of failure stops us. We don't pick up the phone, we put it down, and we're like, oh, I just need to think more. I need to meditate more. I need to pray more. I need to find something else, because we're scared. So how do I support you in these final few minutes in accelerating? Because I haven't done anything for you yet except gain your listening and cause hope and belief, but I want to do more this morning for you. So here it is. In our influence mastery, our ability to go from hello to yes, it is vital to understand that yes causes everything we want. But remember, we said in process mastery, it's what we do with it. So the first thing that every one of you need to do and make sure you have in process mastery is a platform. A platform that you're causing shared experiences with people. I do a shared experience with people every day. Every single day. That's how I connected with Raphael. It's how I'm here. It's how I'm everywhere that I am. It's how I was on Tony Robbins stage and Lee Steinberg stage. I cause things to occur. And there was a gentleman in the video earlier, Chris Crone. I said he has 1 million followers online. I'm going to tell you what happened because we did a shared experience together. So, 1, you need to have a platform where you have a shared experience. 2, in that platform, I recommend, and I give you every honor, and whatever is taught here, I honor, I hear. Have your podcast, have a podcast, no problem. But more powerful than a podcast, far more powerful, is where you create a structure that has you as the leader with a unique skill set. You as the leader with a unique skill set. Because today, everybody has a platform. They're doing podcasts and webinars and all sorts of things. And these things are important. But how do people know that they should talk to you more? How do they know that you have something unique to offer them? Because if they like you and see you, but they like you, but they only see you as like everyone else, nothing is going to happen. They'll say, oh, wow, I love Mary or Johnny or Noel or Raphael, but I don't see anything more than that. I'd love to hear them, and I'll message them online once a year, twice a year, wish them happy holidays, but what more? So what you have to do, the second point, is you have to create congruent uniqueness in your platform. And the greatest way for you to create congruent uniqueness is with your superpower of influence. Once you have the superpower of influence, then you are congruently unique. Once I discovered this fact, and I discovered it in a book I bought for $1 in a garage sale, millions of dollars of my future, tens of millions, was sitting in a garage sale for $1. That piece, what I just shared with you, changed everything. Now, there's a lot more from there, but if you do not have a shared experience and you are not congruently unique, you are hemorrhaging money and time, hemorrhaging opportunity. But how do you do it? How do you become congruently unique? How do you master influence? Well, that's our work in the world. But I'm not just here to promote something. I'm here to share something. So let's talk about, what does Oprah Winfrey, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Tony Robbins, Beyonce, Bruce Springsteen, God rest his soul, Robin Williams, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, even Adolf Hitler and Putin, Tom Brady, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Gandhi, Jesus, Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela. What do all of those people have in common? They all have the superpower of influence. Every single one of them. Now, a couple on that list use it for evil. They use it to oppress and hurt and harm. Throw that over there. The rest of the people I mentioned use it to cause good in the world, to love people, to cause human acceleration. You go, I know that, Sean. I didn't need to hear you tell me that. But here's the study of my life. How do you become Oprah? How do you become Tony Robbins? I don't want to be Tony Robbins. I want to create Tony Robbins in the world. And that's why I believe Tony loves me, because he knows that's my mission. And by the way, I don't name drop. Tony Robbins has called me his dear friend from stage. And again, said about me publicly, nobody leaves with more heart and integrity. So I'm not saying I know Tony over there. It's who knows you and what do they say about you. Remember that part from the beginning. And I want to create that in the world. So I began to study, what do these people have in common? How do you become like them? And how do I give you that this morning so you could be congruently unique, so you can measure something? 3 things I'm going to tell you to measure before we stop today that will change your life. But one of these things that must happen before you count the 3 things I'm going to tell you is you must acquire the superpower of influence. Now, I could teach you that for the next 5 years, but I want to cause acceleration today for you, today. So here you go. All of your influence can rise 10x, 10 times, multiple of 10 right now, if in every conversation you have with every human being, you just model Oprah. Like, okay, well, how do I model Oprah? What do I do? You listen to her. In her final show, she said the reason that she had the show, became a multi-billionaire, had 30,000 guests from Tony Robbins to Tom Cruise to every leader, Margaret Thatcher around the world, to people struggling and just getting started, who've been traumatized, and everybody in between. She said, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And more importantly, the people she interacted with received it from her. I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And then there's a formula for that. But remembering the outcome of every communication you have is not to say, oh, you love personal development? Me too. Oh, you've been to Grand Cayman? You've been to Africa? I live in Africa. Me too. I live in Europe. I live in Asia. I live in Florida. I live in California. Me too. That isn't, I see you, I hear you, what you say matters. What it is focusing on the other person, authentically acknowledging them. And watch this. Raphael, brother, we don't even know each other personally that well. And the fact that you caused me to be here with these extraordinary human beings that have given you and this incredible organization their trust, their hope, their belief, their time, their energy, and you entrusted that to me is an incredible act of grace, of love, of compassion, of belief. And brother, that's what makes you the leader you are. Because you don't need to be here on a Sunday morning. You have the things you need as an entrepreneur. You're incredibly successful. You have learned and acquired the superpower of influence. And I know, brother, you want more. But the fact that you want more invested into humans and souls like these and all the incredible people you touch makes you someone I love and want to get to know better and co-create within this world. So with all of my dreams, my hopes, my belief about human beings present, thank you, brother, for being a leader and a visionary entrepreneur. Now ask Raphael, just check in real quick. Raphael, you there, brother?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Yeah. And how did that
Thank
feel?
you, Sean.
How did that, do you feel that I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me? Do you feel that?
Yes. I really feel it. I feel it.
And when you as an entrepreneur and a leader run around the world, isn't it true that you don't feel that often from people? That people come up to you to tell you what they want from you. They tell you they've got a great thing for you. Isn't it true that that's how most people, heart-centered people, loving people, still show up, that they make it about themselves? You agree with that, brother, or no?
Oh, that's true. It's true. You get a lot of that.
Yeah. So for all of these extraordinary people, the key is to make sure that you leave people feeling, I see you, I hear you, what you say matters. Because what I just did for Raphael was an integrous, authentic acknowledgement. And Nicole, if we could pop up the formula slide really quickly, the integrity-based human influence, actually the whole formula slide for a moment. Because there is a formula and a mechanism to build our platform, to measure the three things we're going to talk about in one more second, to cause everyone to feel, I see you, I hear you, and what you say matters to me. And there's a formula and a mechanism for causing ourselves to be able to move forward with people in the world through our self-mastery. But what do you need to measure? Well, I always love to work backwards, because from there we can figure out how to get to where we want to go. So I don't want to tell you to measure your money, because we do that. We know our bank account. We looked at that. But most entrepreneurs and people I talk to don't measure the number of sales meetings with people that they're having every week. And a sales meeting isn't a Facebook post. It isn't a selfie. A sales meeting is where you sit across from another human being on this planet and you talk to them about going from hello to yes for your services for money. Not a collaboration, not an idea, not we should write a book together, but a sales meeting. How many of those do you have? That's the first thing you're going to count. The second thing you're going to count is how you create those sales meetings. Right now, we're having a speaking engagement. How many speaking engagements do you have? And not just to an audience of people, but how many people you're contacting directly through videos, through communication, directly, not generally in the world, to cause sales meetings. We call those speaking engagements. How many of those are you having? And third, to count how many ecosystem mergers you're having. How many partnerships in the world? Raphael is a genius in the space of ecosystem merging, an absolute genius. How many ecosystem mergers are you creating in the world? How many partnerships do you have? So if you count the ecosystem mergers you have, they cause speaking engagements, and count the speaking engagements, they cause sales meetings. And those sales meetings cause sales, and they cause revenue. And then from there, we talk about scaling and business owner, not operator, all the freedoms. Because in addition to being a liquid multi-millionaire, I spent 15 years making millions of dollars a year and working less than 5 hours a week, doing whatever I want to do. This mission, this work now, I don't have to do this. I do it because I love people and want to serve and honor people and impact the world and teach people to see what they don't see. Because I am blind, but I do believe we're all blind in so many different ways, and that we do not see what we do not see. And that formula slide that was up a minute ago, learning and mastering that is my life's work, teaching and sharing it with the planet so people can cause their money to rise, then their time freedom to rise, then their magic and impact to rise. So Raphael, brother, I'm going to pause for a second and see if I can answer any questions for you, share anything. Please, Raphael, where are we?
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sean. Again, this is a blessing for us. I know today is Sunday, and I know it's not just a coincidence. And I can see how everybody are just so emotional on a platform. We are speechless. So, Sean, just quickly, I know that we have a lot of business people here in the hall, and just like I shared with them, even now I can start over. I mean, I share with them that, you know, whatever I've been delivering, maybe I deliver 1%, and I know you can deliver 1,000 times what I could deliver. I'm saying this with a lot of pride. Could you share the information of Facebook group or how any other business person can contact you? We have people, you know, all over the world, you know, in America, Europe, and, you know, in other part of the world. And I know they would love to, you know, really gain more value and even learn more, you know. So how could they really connect? You know, I don't want this to be the end. I want it to be the beginning.
No, thank you.
And just like what you shared there, you know, we always have that one day when we meet, you know, that one person that God, you know, placed on our way intentionally that can take us to another level. So I don't know if the team could share the information or how, if you could share how they can really connect it, please.
Absolutely. So I'll share. Thank you. And Raphael, this is the fun part. The mechanism to create shared experiences together, we would love to have everybody here at no cost come on to a shared experience with us and explore the superpower of influence to actually do what we described with people and to experience what you experienced on the real raw. We have a show, and everybody can't be on the show with me, but some of you can. And the first, I don't know, we'll say 10 people that respond can come on my show, and you'll be there with incredible leaders and people from entrepreneurship. And then we run other shows, satellite shows, with other incredible leaders in our world of Unblinded that are remarkable human beings. The access to people is incredible, and we want to spread around the world. We want to partner with you around the world in honor and service of Raphael and this incredible group. So I think the best way, Belle, would be okay to give your number?
Sure.
Yeah, is to call us. This is the most direct way. Call or text 702. It's a US number, so it might be for some of you, 1-702-349-6353. So it will be 1-702-349-6353. One more time, 702-349-6353. Or you can email, and what is my email address? Ready? So it's Yeah. Sean.Callagy. So SEAN, my first name Sean, dot Callagy, CALLAGY. That's SEAN dot CALLAGY at unblindedmastery.com. But the fastest way, unblinded is UNBLINDED, mastery.com. The fastest way to do this, though, is to text that number 702-349-6353, and we will get you on a show in the next 2 weeks with incredible people at no cost to be on the show. And that is the beginning. So, and in final, Raphael, can I say one final thing in parting for 1 minute?
Yes, please.
Yeah. For so many of us, we're afraid that we're going to be sold something. We're afraid that something is not real. With all my heart on everything in the world, the only way we're going to know is to have a conversation. Don't believe me that we are what I say, but if you feel something inside that says, you know what, maybe, just maybe this blind guy, this Sean Callagy guy speaking to me, maybe he's real. There might be a possibility. So let me have the conversation. And everybody, from all my heart, have that conversation. We will serve and honor you and add more value to you. You've added value to my life. I was exhausted. I slept 4 hours last night. I didn't have a great night's sleep. I wasn't feeling very well. And you caused me to shift the place I was in this morning by the privilege and opportunity of your listening. You gave me a gift this morning. Raphael, brother, I love you. I appreciate you. I am thankful for you. You gave me this gift. And if there's nothing more, we'll call it a pause. But is there anything else I could do, brother, for you this morning, or answer for you or these incredible people? Back to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Sean. Before I let you go, I need to drop one question there very quick. We have one of the guests here. Her name is Petronil Mukuna. She's actually she rescued stray kids and the kids that have been pushed away from family. Some are 2 years old, born in a family, and the family think that they practice magic, or that they may bring some evil to the family and just throw them on the street. I visited her last year in Congo. She had over, 50 kids pounded in a house.
Yeah.
So somebody like this, what type of really, how could what kind of direction could you give her really to sustain and keep doing what she's doing?
Beautiful, brother. Thank you. The first thing I would tell her to do is to text that phone number. And then that would begin a process. That would begin a process by her meeting new people that can cause contribution to her organization, to meet people that might want to fund and share and contribute to that organization. And I, for one, am very happy to bring her on the Unblinded platform and have her tell her story and share with people. And I'm very confident that there's people that she will meet that will want to give, but we can also teach her how to build and grow and scale that to meet more people consistently all over the world that want to share her beautiful story. There's so many people looking to work with great causes to do great things in the world. Just know that, but get that message out there to people. And I would say it would begin by what you just did, Raphael. You just caused an ecosystem merger to occur, value to be exchanged, because that beautiful story. Yeah, the phone is ringing right now. So that dynamic is magical. And by the way, it's not just, I have hundreds of people that work for me, like Raphael does, So we're not a tiny organization. We have lots of people inside of the companies that I own and the things that we do. So Raphael, that's my best answer, brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. So anything else?
I know it's a big privilege. If somebody have a question, drop in the chat room very quick in the next, in the next few seconds. You have 3 seconds. If you can write very quick, and I'll answer Sean. This is $1 billion opportunity. That's how I feel, man. I fill up the whole page. Every time when Sean speaks, it's just one word I take and develop the whole teaching. I mean, it's just amazing.
Well, Raphael, I want to spread your message to the world, brother. I want to work with you. I want to spread your message to the world. You're extraordinary. I am not confused of who you are and what you're up to, how you think. I'm excited. So I look forward to co-creating more and doing more together.
Thank you. Sean, someone just asked the name of the dollar book you bought.
Yep. Yep. It was called How to Make a Fortune from Public Speaking by Robert Anthony. But I could, and certainly buy the book if you like, but you're going to get everything from that book and 1,000,000 times more by calling or texting to that 702-349-6353, because we've created mechanisms to solve for all of these different things, having platforms and shared experiences and connecting human beings, teaching the superpower of influence. So that book was like a starting point for me, and that would be like 3rd grade. And we've created the PhD doctorate program of how to put all these things together.
Wow. Awesome. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sean. I can see everybody in the audience, we are overwhelming and in a great sense. And so could we really, just express our gratitude to Sean? This is, this worth everything we could have been learned the whole year. That's how we felt. Like if we could just digest this for the whole year, it's enough. And like I share with you guys from the beginning that, you can save, this can save you 20 years, 20 years, and you can validate with me. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. The phone number is there, call. One of the things I can say is that, I've been talking with Adam that walk directly with team, with Sean. These are very, very lovely people. Adam will call me and call back and test and really, really carry me through. These are people that walk from their heart. I can leave them with my mom and my grandma. You know why you can leave somebody with your mom and your grandma is because you trust the person. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sean. And we know how busy you are and how valuable your time is. You took time to add value to us. Thank you so much. And we'll be forever grateful. Forever grateful.
I will as well. Love you guys. And
do you want to say something else before you close?
Yes. Final. It's difficult to keep hoping. It's difficult to take action. And for some of you, maybe you're a multimillionaire. For some, you're just struggling to survive today. It's difficult to keep hoping. I can tell you it's not easy, but it is absolutely certain that you can change how much money you have, how much time freedom you have, and how much magic you have. And that there is, with humility and love and respect, there's no one on earth who has studied these principles more than I have and can bring them forth more in our unblinded team, because we love people and want to serve people and change lives. And we've studied every program, every person, everything. And as Raphael shared, our mission is to save you not only years and years and years, but for some people, you could spend 20 years and never get there. It's to get you ahead, progress, money, time, and magic. Love you guys. Happy Soulful Sunday. God bless you. And Raphael, thank you for today, and everyone. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow, wow, wow. Could we blow the heart just to thank him? Unmute your mic and say something sweet to Sean. Wow, wow. The moderator.
Comme ça.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Amazing. God bless you this Sunday.
Je veux pas qu'il y ait les messages dessus.
Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
Wow.
Bless you too.
Wow.
Wow. Thanks, Sean. We are so grateful. Thanks again.
Love you. Have a beautiful, soulful Sunday. See you soon.
Maïra, tu as fait ça avec le truc.
Thank you.
Love you.
Wow, wow. Thank you. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful share.
Beautiful. Wow.
Who believes, who just received at least $1 million value? Just at least $1 million value. Wow, wow. It's not about who you know, but who knows you. You know, this is powerful. This is powerful. The number is there.
Yeah.
I always share with you guys that be a person of action. That's what makes me crazy. Some people say I'm crazy because I take action. And take action when you are in a beautiful stage. Don't wait till tomorrow. I know today is Sunday. Maybe they may not take our phone call because, you know, this is a big organization. They may not take everybody, but you may be the person. So reach out to them. It doesn't matter. These are great. If they don't have a solution for you, at least they will point you where you can get a solution. And that's a beautiful, beautiful part of it, of the team. So Richard, I will do a few translations. I will share a little bit in French for those that only, you know, speak French. Donc, pour Ilead, Sean, je pense que tu as bien reçu de tout ce que Sean a partagé. Et il faut prendre des actions, il faut les contacter. Si tu veux faire les affaires à un niveau international, c'est un coach magnifique. Je vous ai promis depuis cette année que l'un de mes buts, mes objectifs pour cette année, c'est que toutes les opportunités que j'ai, je veux exposer les membres de Ilead à ces opportunités. Parce que je peux bénéficier d'une façon, toi tu viens bénéficier de l'autre façon. Coach Petronil, il a demandé que tu les appelles, il veut t'amener sur le show pour présenter ce que tu fais à une audience plus grande, pour que les gens puissent contribuer dans ce que tu es en train de faire. Nous avons plein d'entrepreneurs ici, certains qui veulent amener leurs entreprises à une autre dimension, ils veulent des grands partenaires. Peut-être quelqu'un comme Georges Bonatelli qui a des projets, des millions de dollars, des projets que certains gens rêvent participer à ce genre de projet. J'aimerais que tous ensemble, qu'on puisse leverage les relations. En commençant, il a dit, dans la vie, ce qui changera ta vie, ce n'est pas trop ce que tu peux faire. C'est qui tu connais et qui te connaît. Et mes objectifs en ce début d'année, c'était d'introduire, d'amener beaucoup ceux que je peux, au niveau où je peux les exposer à ce sur quoi moi-même je me suis exposé pour avoir certains changements dans ma vie. Donc, je ne sais pas si certains gens ont certaines questions en français pour que j'essaye d'amener un peu de compréhension. Mais ne vous gênez pas. Tout ce qu'il a partagé, ce sera, on va faire le voice-over en français. Donc, quelqu'un va traduire tout cela en français pour qu'on partage une copie avec tout le monde, pour que tu comprennes très bien. Très bien. Je vois merci. Merci à une question. Tu peux débuter ton micro pour poser la question. Isalo.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful name. I love the name. Yes, ask the question, please.
Mais j'aurais... Bonjour tout le monde.
Bonjour.
Oui, vraiment, j'ai suivi, mais j'ai une petite difficulté d'anglais. Je ne sais pas si je peux poser ma question en français, comme ça vous pouvez lui traduire.
Vas-y, pose la question en français.
Oui, je voulais savoir qu'est-ce qu'il faut pour bien passer à l'action. D'après tout ce qu'il nous a parlé là-bas, est-ce qu'il peut nous résumer un tout petit peu qu'est-ce qu'il faut pour mieux passer à l'action? Parce que aussi, il y a des fois qu'on trouve des difficultés lorsque nous voulons passer à l'action. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il peut nous conseiller pour mieux passer à l'action? Qu'est-ce qu'il faut? Quelles sont les astuces qu'il peut nous proposer? Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Je pense que comme lui l'a fini avec la séance, je vais essayer de répondre brièvement. Pour passer à l'action, passer à l'action, souvent, c'est ce qui nous bloque. On sait ce qu'on veut, on sait ce qu'on veut faire, on sait ce qu'il nous faut, mais pour faire ce qu'il nous faut, parfois, c'est là où nous sommes bloqués. La première chose pour passer à l'action, c'est de changer son histoire, changer ce qu'on se dit, changer son histoire. Tony Robbins a l'habitude de dire, si tu changes ton histoire, tu vas changer ta vie. Qu'est-ce qui te bloque de passer à l'action par rapport à une situation? C'est ce que tu te dis. Ça veut dire c'est l'histoire que tu as arrangée. Je prends l'exemple. Tu veux commencer ton entreprise. Et tu veux commencer. Tu t'es toujours dit que tu voulais commencer, mais tu n'as jamais commencé. Pourquoi? Parce que tu te dis certaines choses. Tu as une histoire que tu t'es toujours racontée. Ah, c'est dur. Beaucoup d'entreprises tombent. Et si ça ne marchait pas? Oh, tu as des excuses que tu t'es données. Une histoire. Donc, quand tu changes l'histoire, maintenant, au lieu de dire beaucoup d'entreprises ferment, si tu te focalises sur ce que ton entreprise pourra produire, peut-être ça t'amènera à l'action. Ça, c'est d'un. Changer ton histoire. Changer l'histoire que tu te racontes. Le deuxième point, c'est de regarder ce qu'on appelle le leverage. Pourquoi tu fais ce que tu veux faire? Quel est ton pourquoi? Pourquoi tu veux faire ce que tu veux faire? Par exemple, si je prends ton fils, il est dans une maison et la maison est en flammes, tu es dehors. Est-ce que tu vas sauter dans la maison ou pas? Bien sûr, tu vas sauter. Tu vas passer à l'action. Pourquoi? Parce que à cause du leverage, ce que tu as dans la maison est plus valide. Donc, le feu ne peut pas t'empêcher de sauter dans la maison. Par contre, si j'avais ton porte-monnaie avec $10 dedans, dans la maison, est-ce que tu pourras entrer dans une flamme pour aller chercher $10? Jamais de la vie. Parce qu'il n'y a pas du leverage. Tu dois trouver le leverage dans ce que tu fais. D'ailleurs, je pense que c'est ce que nous poussons à l'école des affaires pour amener les entrepreneurs à vraiment voir la raison pourquoi on fait ce qu'on veut faire. Si tu n'as pas de raison, tu ne pourras pas prendre des actions. Quel qu'en soit ce qui se passe. Si tu es célibataire, tu ne t'es jamais marié ou tu n'es pas encore marié, c'est parce que tu n'as pas trouvé assez de raisons pour te marier. Tu peux dire non, j'ai du temps, il me faut encore du temps, j'ai du temps. Chaque fois qu'on ne prend pas d'action, c'est parce qu'on n'a pas trouvé la raison dans ce qu'on est en train de faire. Je pense qu'à l'école des affaires, j'ai un enseignement de 9, je ne sais pas si c'est 9 ou 12 raisons qui t'amènent à prendre les actions tout le temps. Tu dois te pousser. D'ailleurs, tu dois être maître de toi-même. tu es comme le patron de cette personne que tu es. Quand tu comprends, Coach Rachel est comme une entreprise et Rachel est le CEO de cette entreprise-là. Donc, tout ce que Rachel fait, ta personne, tu dois te gérer comme une entreprise. Tu dois te gérer comme une entité que tu ménages, tu contrôles. Donc, voilà quelques 2 points que je peux déjà recommander qui peuvent t'aider à prendre les actions. Changer ton histoire et avoir le leverage dans tout ce que tu fais. Pourquoi je fais ce que je fais? D'ailleurs, avant de faire quelque chose, tu dois répondre au pourquoi avant de le faire. Très bonne question. Michel, vas-y.
Bonjour, grand coach. Je voudrais savoir comment il arrive à diriger son entreprise et à faire de grands profits en tant qu'aveugle. Merci.
Michel, c'est une bonne question, mais je ne sais pas comment je peux répondre à cela parce que... mais je veux déjà dire que une des choses avec lui, c'est que Coach Sean est un stratège. Il est d'abord avocat de formation. C'est quelqu'un que, si tu veux quelque chose, il peut te dire comment avoir. Il est le genre de personne comme Coach Mani. Quand je pense à lui, je pense beaucoup à Coach Mani. Il y a des gens qui ont la tête très, très développée pour la stratégie. Et avec le background d'avocat, sûrement, ça l'a beaucoup ouvert. Il n'est pas né aveugle, il est devenu aveugle. Donc, ça fait aussi une très grande différence. Il est devenu aveugle. Et avant d'entrer dans les affaires, il est parti de rien. Il avait un salon, un groupe d'avocats, une société avec plus de 110 avocats qui travaillaient pour lui avant de vendre sa société. Et maintenant, il est un très grand coach. Il coach les athlètes, les gens de toutes les couches. Je pense que la connaissance est innée en nous. Et comme il a expliqué, il est allé à l'école des coachs. Ça fait 20 ans qu'il s'est développé à l'école des coachs. Donc, il a appris le coaching. Il a appris la loi d'influence, comment bien influencer. Il ne fait que, il a cité Tony plusieurs fois. Il a travaillé main dans la main avec Tony Robbins et beaucoup d'autres grands athlètes. Tony Robbins l'appelle son coach. Tony l'appelle son propre coach. Donc, l'accumulation d'expériences nous donne la capacité de savoir comment faire les choses. C'est comme ça que je peux répondre à cette question, quoi.
Merci beaucoup.
Coach Joël. Merci, Michel.
Oui, allô?
Oui, allez-y.
Oui, moi, Bonjour, Joël Lembeka de Bruxelles. J'ai été invitée par notre cher ami. Merci beaucoup. En fait, je dirais...
Anne Dorette.
Oui, Anne Dorette, c'est ça. Pour répondre à la question du monsieur qui vient de poser la question, vous m'entendez?
Très bien.
Voilà. C'est que c'est pas l'handicap qui fait qu'on a difficile à avancer. C'est simplement, comme il disait, si tu sais pourquoi tu le fais, si tu as le but, que tu sois handicapé ou aveugle ou autre, quand tu as ton but et ton pourquoi, tu peux tout faire. C'est tout simple.
Magnifique, magnifique. Très, très bonne contribution. Merci, Michel. Merci, merci Joël. Mais tu dois être à l'école des coachs. Tu es déjà une coach. Tu as la capacité naturelle d'apporter beaucoup de valeur. C'est magnifique. Merci, coach Anne Dorel, d'être venu avec Joël Beka.
C'est avec plaisir.
Magnifique.
OK. Et c'est partant de ce qu'elle fait déjà sur le terrain que, suite à une discussion ce matin avec elle, je crois que je t'ai envoyé un appel à don ce matin. C'est justement le projet que porte Joël sur la RDC.
Oh, magnifique. Magnifique.
Oui,
super.
Merci.
Merci. Et puis, c'est ça la force de la communauté. Charles a aussi rappelé, quel qu'en soit ce que tu veux faire dans la vie, tu dois fonctionner avec la communauté. Qui est-ce que tu connais? Qui te connaît? Et qui sait ce que tu fais, par exemple? Magnifique. OK. Merci encore une fois de plus.